I got two screens, one right there, one right there. Well, that's just the one I want to see. But I got two screens right there. That shit nice. Yeah, shit. That shit cold. I'm turning this one. I'm using this one because this is at Sunday Sessions at Decibel Garden. And this shit is a straight stoner vibe. I'm not gonna cap. This is cold. This is cold. This is like 3 times being here. And each time it's just cold. Like Freddie J, Praise on the Beat right here. Yes, sir. Talk a little bit about Washington.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Praise on the Beat. We're live at the Decibel Garden for Sonic Sound Sundays. And pretty much, man, it's just a workshop, you know, in itself. We gather producers and artists from all around the community, and we all come together and we just cook up, you know, from beats to songs. And, you know, if you're listening to this now, I hope you tap in, because this is a creator space, safe for everybody. And yeah, so just tap in with me, tap in with my boy Odie Poncho. He's the co-host, I'm the host of this bitch, so let's get it popping.
Yes, that's just cold as fuck. As you can see, we got people cooking on the computer making beats right now. I wonder whose beat is this? Whose sample was this?
It's the homie Wig Jones sample.
Wig Jones?
On the guitar, pops it on the bass, they're gonna play some crazy shit.
Let me, Wig Jones, let me get you over here real quick. Cause
what's going on?
you got cold samples, so I ain't even gonna cap.
Appreciate it.
I just met this man, and this nigga's beats is cold as fuck. And he was playing guitar behind that shit too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the mic and let you and let people know where to find you, type shit.
Yeah, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Wick Jones, and yeah, I'm a producer, engineer, multi-instrumentalist. You know, just a lover of the music. So came out here to show love to Freddie or Praise on the Beat, and you know, cook up a little bit. But yeah, you can find me everywhere at WIC Jones. You know, tap in with me. I'm producing for, you know, people. I'm producing for shows, you know, intros for podcasts and stuff like that too. So it's like whatever you need audio-wise, I'm able to get you straight. So tap in. Yeah, man.
How long you been playing?
Only like a couple years, I'd say. You know, I've had guitar 4 years, but I never picked it up and fully learned it. You know, I had all this time, but never used it to get better on guitar. So it finally struck in me, you know, a couple years ago, where it's like, you know, I already have the instrument on hand, just like I'm practicing piano and practicing producing. Like, you might as well be putting in that work to be learning this instrument too. It's just another way of getting music out, you know, and that's how I look at these instruments, you know, picking them up. You know, I can play the bass, I can play the guitar, I can play the drums a bit, I can play the keys. I started learning trumpet. That's still a work in progress, but but it's just about yeah. But and it's like I want to learn a horn instrument, trumpet and sax. Those are kind of my goal right now. It's like I want to learn. You said what?
You can't smoke doing those. You gotta probably have a
lot of wind, yeah, for sure. You know, so it's gonna be interesting in general. But I'm excited to learn it eventually. But in general, it's like I look at learning these instruments like, you know, just finding new ways to start music. I've always been a very musical person. Whether it be tapping on stuff or it be, you know, making beats, whatever it would be. But as I was doing that more, it's like I realized that, you know, these are just all different ways of starting music, whether it starts with the drums or it starts with the bass or the keys or the guitar. It's like there's starting points, you know, that can spark everything else to happen. So it's just like the more starting points I can learn, the more, you know, music I can create and the more I can explore. I'm in this phase right now where it's like I'm not just producing hip hop beats or R&B beats, you know. I mean, I've done a lot of different stuff anyways, but I'm really just focusing on creating music and figuring out a way, okay, no, how can I reuse this music in a different way, like what we're doing right now, you know, creating the sample and having another producer, other, you know, creatives start putting their hands on it and you know, turning it into something else.
That's cool. Ultimately, that's actually like that's a nice way to actually hear. That's a nice way to actually start like having people collaborate on the beat. Like how he started it, I was like, with the artists that are here too, they could come here and freestyle on that beat. And you got a whole beat with like 7 creators that touch that shit, including like the beat and just the verses. You have an artist on verse, the hook, like some Dreamville shit. You know what I mean? Like how they did with they shit. Like ultimately, that would be cool. That would be cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it's all about having those spaces to, you know, create and have a good time with people who are like-minded in one way or another. Grow a community. You know, that's Denver needs way more of that, especially with urban music and stuff like that. You know, being in a state that's predominantly, you know, whatever it is, you know, it just, you know, that just breeds a certain, sometimes lack of community for, you know, brown people in general. So, you know, whatever gets people together and, you know, continue to create and build these positive spaces. That's what matters ultimately.
Who's the, I guess, inspiration that you go by when you make your beats? Like,
man, there's so many.
Stuff, like, you know,
there's so many to draw from, honestly. You know, growing up, just being a lover of music, I feel like I've studied a lot of different producers, from, you know, Dre, you know, the usual, Scott Storch, Timbaland, Kanye, you know, all the greats. You know, even people like DJ Battlecat out of the, you know, the West Coast. You know, he's a legend, and it's like that sound has always shaped me because I was born in LA but raised here in, you know, Colorado. So it's interesting just to have, you know, these different inspirations to draw from. Growing up listening to Exhibit, growing up listening to Snoop, and then even all these other artists that, you know, from my Caribbean background, like with my family, like the different music that stuff has brought. So it's like, it's pretty cool just to see the culmination of it. And then not only that too, it's like my grandparent, my father and my granddad, you know, they were in very huge bands back in the day that it's like I don't really talk about too much because it's like their history ain't necessarily me, even though that's a part of me, if it makes sense. Like I don't try to, right. So it's like, but I don't, and you know, growing up how I did, it's like I don't really, you know, I guess I'm not trying to use that as my own leverage, you know, so I guess I just don't bring it up too often. But, you know, my dad, I mean, it's cool.
So many, I want to be.
It's a part of it for sure, you know, and you know, growing up with those different influences around, I traveled around a lot, you know, to visit my dad. Didn't even really know my grandpa till I was way older, but, you know, the matter is like they still come from that background that in one way or another has shaped me. You know, no matter how much contact I did or didn't have with it growing up, you know, it still played a huge role in who I was. So it's interesting to see and, you know, see where all my influences come from. Because it's like, you know, the people I mentioned, Scott, Dre, Timbaland, you know, but then also, you know, people out of the West Coast, or not, or really the East Coast, and Midwest, like No ID. You know, how he puts music together, Madlib, Jay Dilla, you know, that's all that Midwest area. There was somebody else too, you know, of course, Neptunes, Chad Hugo, Pharrell, of course. there was somebody else that I was thinking of a second ago that I wanted to mention. I could be here for days talking about the producers and people who influenced me. But it's like having, my dad, he was in New Orleans for some time. So it's like having to spend summers out there and listening to what's hot there versus what's hot here versus what's hot in LA. It's always been dope to hear those different sounds and, having all those sounds become a part of me and the producer I am, like Manny Fresh going out to New Orleans and, Cash Money's Who's Hot then. So it's like, I remember first time I ever heard Young Jeezy's and then I was in New Orleans. So it's like, it's interesting, just all these different influences and how they've come together. Yeah. It's something. Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah.
What's your IG again so I can add you?
Yeah, absolutely. WIC Jones. You can find me on Instagram, X, everything on there. So, hit me up. I'm around. I'm available. Trying to build more with more communities and, keep creating dope stuff. So, we'll definitely tap in, man.
You tap in?
For sure.
So, you said you play the keys?
Would you like to come talk?
Can I have you talk about playing the keys? I mean, you look like you do more than play the keys, or you pretty cold as fuck at playing keys. Like, either one or the other, You play more, or you just extreme as fuck. For no reason on one, you know what I mean? Like, what, the fire, what is this shit? It got the ducky.
No, it's plastic.
You got the ducks right here. Look at that. Yeah, that's the Mario bullet. That's his code. This is cold as fuck. That's it. Alright, how long you been playing? I mean, first of all, Caleb, right?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Eclipse.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm just used to doing it like that and it gets strapped in. Yeah. Business shit. It's about business, you know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta handle business. But nice to meet you, Caleb. Shit. You got an Instagram?
I actually did it on my social, so not currently, but I have an email.
You got an email?
Y'all can go tap in with my email. I am Caleb Nicholas.
I am King.
Caleb Nicholas.
Okay. I thought you said I am King. Like, I was like, that's a cold ass email. But you just play the keys or?
No, so I produce, songwrite, rap, sing. As far as music, yeah, pretty much like everything music I kind of do. So as far as like
so you a
live
full
music. MC. That part I'm still, I guess, stepping into because I haven't performed too many times, like as an artist.
Okay.
But like I can do it. But yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
I mean, I don't see you gotta perform to be an MC. I see it as like, how to control it. You know what I mean? Like, you know how to control music to where it connects with a crowd, and you know how to control the emotions. And at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I love that explanation. There's a whole bunch of MCs out here that don't perform, but they still MC. And like, you got different takes in it too. Like, you can play an instrument, produce, make your own beat, and rap. And I think once you can do multiple things in the music industry, then yeah, you MC ultimately.
Yeah, do MC a life, total flow.
I say a life editor.
Architect of dreams, franchisee of dreams.
So which one do you like the most out of what you do?
Bro, now I've been kind of pivoting and shifting to like business stuff, which is really making me feel alive. Like freaking, like even just like creating a new concept. Like far as like, oh, I can do this and set this up, work with this place and change their system. Like that's what excites me now. Low key, to get away from music, but out of all the things, I think like maybe production. I'm not really sure. All the technology stuff. I like the natural for you just playing. That's probably it. Playing.
Okay. business is an important part of it. I ain't even gonna lie, I just have to think about how many times I've been told business is an important part.
Yeah, music too, yeah.
I've been trying to get this shit right myself. I've been fired.
As far as like business stuff, you got your IPIs and stuff.
Like, I got all the legal and like the behind the scenes stuff. It's just getting more of the knowledge on it so I can expand on more than what I know, because it's hard to find some people that can actually help.
What are you looking to do?
Well, mostly the tax shit, like real stuff, and like getting my EPK out there some more, making it more professional, because it looks cool, but it's not no pro shit. Like, if you look at it, you'd be like, oh, okay, well, what's your other one type shit, you know? Like, yeah.
With videos, man, you gotta get you a dope photographer.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Write your vision out like it's a freaking music video. And at one, boom, I'm walking through the freaking room like this. Boom, this is not introducing you on the stage, or whatever you see. You know, like, I mean, that's like, okay, as simple as that. Pushing it.
I need some new videos and photo shoots. It's been so long since I had a photo shoot. I ain't even gonna count it. Yeah, I make music myself. Do this podcast.
I'm gonna do it now. Switch. You know, first car.
Let's go. But yeah, and do like production and stuff like that, beat making. I recorded a few of my own songs, but like I said, I knew how to do it, but I'm not gonna say I do that shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I know how to take photos and nice ones too. If you pay me to be a photographer, I'm gonna have some good shit. But yeah, nah. If you're asking for me to like pay and actually do that shit, nah, it's a different story. But this podcasting though, it's been fun. I'm not gonna cap. I've been recording a whole bunch, doing a lot. So then just promoting, push it all out there. So it'll be on YouTube, Twitch, and IG. I just don't have a Twitch.
Is this live?
Chat thing. So yeah.
That's live right now? On Twitch?
Yeah. I just don't have no Twitch like thing. Like Twitch, little chat thing like this. Yeah. I don't be on Twitch, but I just live stream on Twitch just because, you know, I just be like, fuck it, you know, who watching,
It's pretty sick,
But I've been doing like it's a white label podcast, like somebody put me on Game With This. There's a white label podcast, so it'll put me on all these other platforms at the same time. That's why I've been like loading up a whole bunch, so I could add all them hoes, so I could just start promoting hoes and shit like that. It's just being patient with my plan and getting enough content so I can do it. But it's been fun though. Like you said, like
it's fun. I mean, everything has been fun, but ideally you can make it fun.
yeah, and I've been getting some shows out of it too. Like getting some show offers out of it just to come do this. Then they find out I'm a music, I do music too, and then they'll be like, oh, all right, cool. Hit me up, and I got a few performances off of that too, where I'll be like,
if you wanted to like build another vertical, branch out, like doing podcasts for like businesses, like for like social media. I know it's kind of different from music, but like revenue streams, being like,
that's what I'm trying to do.
You know, hey, you got a camera? A good one?
Nah, I use my phone right now. I mean, I'm getting another phone that has a nice ass camera, but I'm using my phone right now. I do the Droid cam.
Something like, would a business like something that's live? Because you can offer them like basically like consulting, like, hey, like you're talking about EPK for yourself. Offer a business at EPK. What EPK is for an artist, but for a business or something like social media, that's it. We do this content, I don't know.
So I'm doing that sort of for this. That's a whole different story. That's like in the works. I ain't trying to talk about that much. That's like in the works. I'm doing this something with joining somebody's live production service. And it's like a broadcast, I guess. So I'll be like a host for that shit.
That's it. An MC.
And do some other shit. But that's a whole other story. That's shit that's in the making. That's why I was like, yeah, I need to learn more about this shit, cause it's happening. Fucking. So, but I mean, how'd you get into the music?
Dude, my dad was a pastor, so we had a church, and musicians, they would charge, well, I won't say they charged too much, but it was like too much for our church back in like 2010, 2011, 2012. And so he was like, God, bring me a musician. And nigga appeared, me, you know. But we were moving out of one of our old churches, there was a piano like on the wall. I was like, hey, can I take this home? I asked my stepmom, like, can I take it home? He looked back, can I take it home? And then I took the piano home from there. Looking here. And then from there, I started self-teaching myself how to play and stuff like that. And that was my introduction to music through piano. And from there, it just like expanded, you know. So.
What other shit do you like besides music?
Besides music, I like to eat. Nigga, food, good food, that's freaking life.
Do you know how to cook?
I cook a little bit. I do.
Some people don't know how to cook. A lot of people don't know how to cook nowadays. You know that?
Yeah.
Look, a lot of people can't cook. Now that's the problem, because if you can't cook, you can't survive. If you can't survive, then that's sad.
I definitely
I'm not gonna cut.
Accounting is pissed at me every day. I'm like, dude, I'm eating out again. I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah. You got, what's your business, what's your company name?
Cleanly. So, and it's been like moving from like different things. So it's a cleaning company. That's literally how it started. I had a homie out here. We're still cool, but people that people at different energies. But cleaning companies. I was like, okay, let's hit up Airbnb hosts or apartments to clean and do their move outs, right? And then obviously outsource the work and build a team around that. And I was like, that's cool, but like even Airbnb, that's baby money. I was talking to people like, you do a contract for like 6 cleans, 8 cleans, like $1,000 roughly, maybe a little bit less than that, I think. Like, that's cool. How do we go bigger? Right? So I was like, okay, let's go to assisted living facilities under my model. Is there a finder, like a search function? Like, hey, you already have a how about restructure how you do it? I gotta pay them per hour. What if y'all moving me as a contractor to be paid per clean? Instead of per hour, like, oh, a person, 8 hours a day is generally limited for those facilities. But you're in 8 hours a day, 15 an hour, 16 an hour, whatever, and you got like 8 of them. Oh, you're paying all this money, and this is for like these assisted living facilities and stuff, hospitals, whatever. Paying all this money in insurance, payroll, like ADP, so I'm like, how can we make a more efficient system? So that's what the business kind of moved to. So ideas, and that's one side of it.
Cleaning companies are, I ain't gonna, they're a headache. Yes, like having a cleaning company. I was like involved with one.
Yeah,
with this company. It's like a Honda company where it was like their place where they do all their documents and shit. And I was like one of the people up there, and the other person went to a different company. That shit, I'm not gonna lie, was a headache because it was like a building, so it was like what?
Office space.
Little office space. They had a couple bathrooms. They had hallways, some other offices, and like a big ass room, another big ass room where you like have to wax the floor and shit like that. But as far as like dealing with different companies and dealing with their bullshit and everything,
What type of stuff would happen?
it's just annoying. I don't know. They would like request different shit and request other things, and then like. The one person, the person I was partnered with, would be mad at me because I would like do some of their stuff, but not tell them about it or her about it, and then like I wouldn't do some of their stuff that she would charge like extra to, but they would be mad at her because I'm like talking to her about it, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, they said no. She said no. I gotta pay her for it. And she's like, no, don't do it. I'm not doing it. And they get mad at me and they be like, you know, so
There's like a miscommunication, some structural issues going on there.
it was just a whole bunch of bullshit, bro.
Yeah.
After that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just dip out of this.
Yeah. That's it.
But it was fun. So the fact that it wasn't my company, it was like somebody else's company. I was just helping and shit.
Yeah.
But you are running that shit. That shit must be.
I mean, like, I haven't done a building yet. It's been like some of my friends or mentors. He has like 5 assisted livings, but those ones are based
That's
off of.
still a building.
We're not cleaning it because it's I talked to him about it. I was like, yo, how would this work with your places? Because we can run a pilot here. He's like, it's Medicaid. So, like, you can't even do that with the workers. So we're like, okay, I gotta think of a loophole essentially. But that's what I've been running into because I'm like, I brought it back now. Like, okay. And it started cleaning company, just joined cleanings. That was the idea to now systems and then like other branches, vehicles, fleets, and then like other stuff. It's okay. It's just refining, you know, that's where we're at. And then like same thing you said. What do you say, like, you're performing? Is there something you think he's working on that, like, you're going to do it, you haven't done it yet? But I was like, you already did it.
I'm partnered with like somebody to help me do this on the wider screen, like a broadcast and stuff.
I was like, that's already done. And that's the mindset that I take. Like, it's already done. Because the idea is genius.
You just gotta put the steps. Steps in
Like, and it's just like, take a step at a time. And you wake up, oh shoot, we got that contract locked in. Okay.
You don't hear the coldest bar I heard this morning?
Yeah.
The coldest, alright, he said, this motherfucker, I was listening to this rapper, he said, plan B is just a plan to make plan A work. A different plan to make plan A work.
Yeah.
I was like, that shit cold as fuck.
That's funny. I got literally the same story. I was in high school. It was like the career stuff. There's this chef. He's like, so what's your plan? I'm like, I want to do music. He's like, well, what if that doesn't work? What if it be? I'm like, try again. Like, you're not going to try to talk me out of my dream. You're literally a chef. You should be encouraging me to, you know, but so definitely plan B is plan A. That's cool. You know, you just refine and tweak. I love that.
That's cool. See, it's gonna be cold talking to you. Hold on. Business shit.
Making deals.
Business shit.
Is that Eclipse, right?
Yeah.
Cool. What's your channel stuff?
This is the Coffee First podcast. Yeah. So basically, it's just for creators. Like how you were talking business. I want like how you were saying before. I don't want to just do music. I want to do creators. So that's why I'm like reaching out. And in the office building I'm about to be in, there's a lot of different businesses, and so I'm gonna get in contact with those businesses, get them on here to talk about what they do. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I don't want it to just be a music podcast. That's why I'm doing this. So I can keep this music, you know what I mean? Like, this is a cool spot to just keep music. Stay with the music, you know, because we in the area where we all musicians and we all creating.
Yeah.
But with the podcast, I could just wear off of it now.
Everything is on, bro.
Yeah. I'm like, fuck
One
it.
more time. Coffee, creative.
Coffee First podcast. This is it. I'm making a YouTube page for it. So, yeah, this is right here. This is the page for it right now. Because I'm really with my music page. So I just made a playlist off of it. So, baby steps. Baby steps are big steps. I gotta make that YouTube page.
Yeah, it's coming. You gotta do this type of information.
see about the rest. They got, I think they have the annual.
I had to get you playing it. That's what it's called.
I arranged it. You can fuck with it now. Green Pie! That's the name of the song.
Oh shit. That's a crazy name.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a crazy name. Cream pie?
Green Pie, man. Happy dessert. Sort of hard it is.
Too good, thank you, though.
I'm about to roll up another little.
I wanted to go grab a snack.
Y'all want to hop on here before y'all go? Answer a crazy question?
We'll be right back. We're gonna go to the corner store real quick.
I was gonna ask if you were scared of the dark. Are you still scared of the dark? When did you stop being scared of the dark?
Like 13, 12.
All right. Yeah.
That shit was scary, bro.
Hey, hell yeah. I didn't stop until I was like 12. Shit.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I was like, oh, hell no. I mean, I can sleep in my room, but best believe that closet, turning on that light first.
Who ain't in? I know it's just.
Yeah, okay. When I wasn't scared anymore, I started watching scary movies. I was like, hell yeah.
Zeppelin Station is right there.
Yeah.
Bunch of places to eat.
You about to hit it up?
No, Praise, when did you stop being scared of the dark?
Yeah, it's a good area. It's a good area.
Never.
Yeah, it's right there.
It'd be like that.
I don't know. I was probably like a teenager at some point too. It's cool. It's
Fix your
funny.
back record.
Okay.
Being like
Who fixes all?
not really like a dark space, but everything's just empty. You're not really thinking about much, and it's easier to go for me to go to bed type of shit.
I feel that. I feel that.
I'm about to head to my family's. Yeah.
I had been like on a little bit of an RBA.
Yeah.
Good.
So, it's unfortunate.
You're getting a lot of requests.
They're in Omaha.
Good.
So they're driving back.
I like it.
Reggie. What's the freestyle?
Oh, yo, is the mic going? Where's the levels at? It's a freestyle for miles and miles. Let me come here, let me show you for a while. Take this mic with a grip, make it stick every word I spit. Yo, it's going down hardcore. Here's my car, give me a call. Let your fingers do the walking down my heart. Take part in this session, getting bigger, definitely. Chief Rocker coming in, hella hop. Alphabet freestyle. Yo, check it out. Check. Yeah, check that mic. So nice, yo. Check that mic. Real nice, right? Don't even try to come up and try to bite. Wait, I'm going coming from the right. Check it all in. Short, hit the mic. Take it over. Like the ambush, push you over. Don't come back. You know what I'm saying? Don't you ever come back. Come on. You don't stop. Keep it up. All right. It's still right there, man.
I used to do it a lot, like even like transitioning, but sometimes it would
That shit actually work too. That shit nice too. I look nice on this camera. Hey, Coffee First Podcast. Tap in with Sunday. Every Sunday at Decibel Garden.
I go like a whole boom bap route on certain things. Yeah, I'll throw like a trap kind of mixture in.
Yeah, trap, R&B, boom bap, all that. Anything can mesh real good together.
And that was where I started learning if I'm gonna do that.